What's up, everybody? John Eric Poli here, and I am super excited, mainly because we're just a few days away from UFC 253, and whenever it's a pay-per-view, there's just that extra, excitement in the air, and that's exactly the way I'm feeling, especially today because my guest fights on the main card this weekend. I'm talking to Sijara Eubanks, who fights Ketlen Vieira at UFC 253 on the main card. Sijara, how you doing, and how's Fight Island?
Man, I'm feeling fantastic. Fight Island is incredible. I'm having an amazing time, and I'm so happy to be here.
And now, what's interesting about Fight Island is that you guys are about 6 hours ahead of where I'm at on the East Coast. So depending on where you're at in the United States, might be even more than that. So you guys, it's catered to the East Coast at the time because the pay-per-view's going on, starting at 10 p.m. here. For you guys are gonna be fighting at. I believe you said that the main card starts at 6 a.m. So when you're gonna be fighting, it's like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning out there. So how's it been trying to adjust your body to this different time zone that you're gonna be fighting in?
It's been all right. It hasn't been super bad. So I keep trying to figure out like when should I sleep, when should I stay up to try to adjust the time. But honestly, I just it was kind of too complicated. So I sleep when I'm tired, and that's pretty much it. I just sleep as much as I can because I figure that's probably the best cure is just to let your body rest. So I just been napping a lot and taking a lot of hard sleeps.
So now, Sijara, this is very interesting too for you with this fight because you just fought 2 weeks ago. You beat Julia Avilia, and again, like I said, that was just 2 weeks ago. So I got to ask you, given that you just literally fought like 14 days ago, how's your body feeling as you just got done with a training camp and a 3-round fight? Now you're heading into another fight on short notice.
Less than that. Fought about 10 days ago. It'll be 2 weeks exactly this Saturday. So my body feels great. I'm super durable. I'm super healthy. All I have is a couple of scrapes coming out of just literally like canvas scrapes on my knees, and that was it. And those are gone. So I feel good. And the best part is I get to roll my cardio over from the last fight into this one. That's
So
my
now,
that's my manager. That's my not my manager. It's my striking coach, Ryan. I
I
want to
think
interview.
right in pretty much. Can I catch you right before practice, or is this practice just get over for you?
No, this is right before. So I thought we were gonna talk in about an hour. So I was gonna bang out a jujitsu session and then talk to you. But Ryan's waking up from a nap because he's adjusting from the time as well. So I was like, hey, I got a couple of minutes. We're in the workout room. I'm geared up. So yeah, we're getting ready to start as soon as we're done with this.
Awesome. Well, and I'll try to get through all this quick so I don't see how to practice to get to there. I want to ask you about embeddics. I've been watching the embeddic like a lot of people have been doing, and you said something that stood out to me. You're like, I really like these quick turnarounds. I like, getting in there as quick as I possibly can. What is it about these quick turnarounds that you like about them and that you want to get in there, as fast as you possibly can?
I've been a fan of MMA for sure. And so the biggest part about the turnarounds, I just always want to do some gangster stuff like this. A lot of the fighters that I admire and look up to do cool stuff. They take last minute fights or they take quick turnarounds and stuff like that. And also it's a big boost for your career. It's a big boost for the fans. You get a lot of attention, but more importantly, I just kind of always wanted to. It's always been on my bucket list to do something cool like this. And so not only do I get a quick turnaround, but I get to do it at Fight Island in the middle of a pandemic. So I thought it was just pretty gangster. So I said, why not?
Well, it is 100% a gangster move, no doubt about that. Looking forward to seeing the fight. And now I want to start talking a little bit about the fight. Why don't we start with Ketlen as an opponent? What do you see in her as an opponent?
Ketlen's gonna bring some size to the cage. She's got a little bit of judo, a little bit of jiu-jitsu, and that's about it. I've only known I've been fighting her for about 5 days. I've had my eye on her for a long time. I always keep my eye on all the girls in the division, so I know who's who. Um, that's it.
And now we do know one thing about her, and that was at one point she was this undefeated fighter. She was ranked about #2 in the world. And I think she was a fight away from fighting Amanda Nunes from the title. Now I believe she's right outside the top five, like 6, 7, somewhere in there. So we know about her and kind of where she stands in the division. Where does a win put you if you were to get a win on Saturday night, given where she's at in the division?
At the bare minimum, I take her spot. That's where I think it puts me. I think it puts me in the top 10. I've been chipping away at the bottom part of this top 15 division, and so this is a skip right to the front of the line. I get to cut the line a little bit, so I'm excited.
So I want to ask you about pressure too with all this. So when you're taking a fight on short notice like this, is this a thing that's like the pressure's not on me? I'm doing the UFC a favor. I'm coming in. Obviously, I know you want to get the win, but do you feel that the pressure's all on her, that she's the one? Like I'm taking a fight against somebody that's just taking a short fight camp to fight me. Is the pressure all on her, or do you feel any pressure on your end as well?
No, I don't. I think it's a win-win for me. And I think it's kind of funny you said, am I doing the UFC a favor? Not necessarily a favor. I think it's very much a two-way street. They need an opponent, and I need to be paid. So I don't think it's so much of a favor. I like what I do. So like a favor would be fighting for free. This ain't a favor. This is a job. This is an assassination. So they offered me a contract, and I accept it, and that's kind of how I look at it. As far as pressure goes, ain't no pressure on me. It's win-win for me. I'm living my life. I'm happy. I'm excited. It's a great opportunity for me. Any pressure for her, you have to ask her how she feels about it.
And Sijara, I want to ask you about Mark Henry. I saw a great post on your Instagram a couple weeks ago for his birthday. I know you guys are real close. He coaches you. Is he going to be there? Is he on Fight Island? Will he be helping you out this weekend?
No, Mark's not going to be here. It's me and my strike coach Ryan, who I don't know where he is. He disappeared and I chased him off. But that's my Muay Thai coach Ryan Cafaro. It's just me and Ryan. I had an hour from the moment that I accepted the fight to figure out who was coming with me. I accepted the fight on Tuesday night. I was on a plane, wheels up, Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. So I knew Mark couldn't come. It was just too long of a trip. He's got a pizza shop back home, and he's got a lot of other obligations. So he couldn't make it. In my other corner, Shorty, he was totally down to make it, but he's fighting on Thursday, so he wouldn't have got here in time to get through the quarantine. So, which I think just made it even more gangster. Now I'm going with one corner instead of three. So let's go.
So how's that gonna play out then? Like, what's it like? Have you ever had something like this where your coaches are kind of not going to be able to be there, so you're going with a one coach type of a thing? Has this ever happened to you in your career where you're kind of like, going around like, who the hell am I going to get to put in my corner here?
Look, on the Ultimate Fighter, I had a different coach every fight practically. When I was on the Ultimate Fighter season 26, Eddie was our coach, so we had Eddie first, but the assistant coaches kind of rotated a little bit during that season. There was one fight where I had to fight my teammate at the time, and so Eddie wouldn't coach. So that's how I met Ryan. I met him that day, and we were fighting together that night. So I've had a little bit of experience with this, but at the same time, I trust my guys. I trust myself. So it didn't upset me as much as I think maybe it should have or would have. Maybe I'm just too crazy to be deterred by it, but Mark Henry's taught me a lot, and it's not like I forgot everything in the 10 days. Just because he's not here doesn't mean that I don't have the skill set to handle my business.
And I wanted to ask you one other thing too with Mark Henry. I know you're saying right there just how good of a coach that he is. Have you spoken to him at all since you've been out there? Has he given you any words of wisdom before you fight this Saturday?
Of course. The FaceTime's a little funky out here, so I obviously can't like call on the phone like I would like, but we've been in communication. So yeah, I always pick coach's brain. I always like to hear his what his game plan is and the types of things to work on. So we're big on film study. So he definitely did his research and let me know what he thinks.
And Sijara, I want to ask you, I guess going back to May, I believe it was, your first fight right after this whole like COVID thing happened back in May. I remember watching it, and when you got the decision win, you were like throwing it back in everybody's face, because coming into that fight, there's people questioning your gas tank, and you're like, look at this, I can go the full distance. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I have a gas tank. Do you feel like after that fight, now that you've just won, 2 decisions in a row, that you've proven all these doubters that have been questioning whether or not you could go the full distance? Is that all behind you now? You've shut the critics up, so to speak?
I don't got to prove nothing to the media, to the fans. I just kind of like busting chops, and I like throwing it back in people's face. I've never doubted my cardio personally, and my coaches never doubted my cardio either. I don't know how anybody could. I don't think I've gassed ever. I think I throw a lot of volume. I grapple a lot. I kick a lot. I bring a lot of versatility to the cage, a lot of cage work. So anytime the media and the fans kind of give me a hard time, I like to give them a hard time right back. But it's really just water off my back. It don't bother me too much. But who knows? If anybody says anything about my cardio, we'll read it on Sunday morning.
All right, Sijara, one last thing here for you. Tell us how you get the win on Saturday.
We're going for the finish every time. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to assert my game plan, assert my authority in the cage. This is my weekend. I've been feeling really good, and I'm looking forward to a great weekend and a finish. We're looking to finish.
Awesome, Sijara. And then before you go to practice there, one final thing from me here. If you want to go ahead, plug your social media, management, sponsors, anything along those lines, please feel free to do it.
Hey, you can find me at Sergeant Charge and all the handles, social media, Twitter, Instagram. I got TikTok, but I don't really post on there no more. I don't have any sponsors, but I definitely want to shout out my hometown. I always shout out my hometown, Springfield, Massachusetts, and my friends and family and my teammates as always. And then I also like to represent Jersey. They've been my new home for the last 4 years. Nick Catone's, Mark Henry, and Central South Jersey has been really good to me these last couple of years.
All right, Sijara, thanks. We appreciate the time. I'll let you get going to your practice now. Thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day to talk to us here at MyMMANews. And as always, before I roll out to all the viewers out there, I just want to remind you guys, subscribe to this YouTube channel, see more interviews like this, and make sure you're going to MyMMANews to check out all the great content that we put out there. We'll see you later, everybody.